Arts and Crafting. My name is Lindsey Haight, and I am joined today by my uncle, Bobby Gunther, also known as Pallet Bar and Grill Cocktail Extraordinaire. And today we're going to be looking into the art of crafting a cocktail. So how are you today?
I'm doing well. Just getting ready to drop our new fall menu. So
Amazing. So what initially got you into cocktails? Because as someone who is not 21 years old, working here as a server, I have been absolutely astounded by the art. It's amazing.
Sure. Well, it was kind of a necessity. So I've been working in back of house for a very long time in the kitchen, and then transitioned to the front of house, did front of house management, but I was never really a bar manager. So it was kind of one of those things where when I took over this program, we had a really good cocktail program already started here, so the foundations were laid. I just didn't have a ton of experience with it. So I ended up just picking up 7 books or so and just flying through them, absorbing as much information as I could, and ran with it as much as possible.
And at Pallet Bar and Grill, what makes our cocktails different?
The seasonality is a big piece of what we do. So our entire menu is going to be thought out in advance in terms of the flavors and the color profiles for each season. And we stick to good raw natural ingredients versus bringing in flavored versions of something.
And then the espresso expression is one of the big cocktails on our menu that seems to stay around for a really long time. I've heard that you've been working on it for like 15 years or so. Can you tell us a little more about that?
Yeah, so I started working at a place called Cilantro on the west side of Madison 15 years ago. And being one of the only guys in the kitchen who wasn't attuned to Mexican food, they actually had me started off making cafe de olla, which is very traditional Mexican coffee with clove, cinnamon, brown sugar. Usually it'll sit out for multiple days in a little clay pot called an olla, so that'll really infuse those flavors into it. So I was in charge of making that every single day. So that flavor combination, that profile really stuck with me over the years. So it's one of those things that I've been trying to figure out how to replicate in different styles over the years. So as soon as a seasonal version of a espresso martini came up here, that was right on the forefront. So we've been tinkering with it for quite a while, and we've got it to exactly where we want it at now.
So I was wondering if you could show everyone how to do it. I know you said before that you love sharing your cocktail ideas, but if anyone tries this at home, they're definitely not going to be able to replicate it. So definitely come in and try it.
Sure.
Yeah.
So the basic build on it, this is a multi-part cocktail in terms of the techniques used. And a lot of the techniques that we use are actually done behind the scenes before the implementation of the cocktail that day. So the way that we're going to build it is going to be 2 ounces of an espresso tequila that we have already infused. We use a process called rapid infusion. So we take an ISI whipper, cocoa nib, and espresso beans, and infuse that into tequila. The reason that we went with tequila for this cocktail is going to be that tequila, of all of the different types of spirits, has the biggest warming effect. So that's kind of the build on this cocktail. We want it to be as warming as possible while still maintaining it as a cold drink. So clove, cinnamon, brown sugar all have warming effects. Then what we're going to do is we've already got the olla syrup in here that we prepared. That's brown sugar, clove, and cinnamon. And I'm going to do what's called a whip shake. So a single piece of ice, about an ounce of heavy whipping cream, and then a demerara sugar cube. It's important that it's demerara versus white sugar. Demerara is going to have a little bit more graininess to it, also a little bit more sweetness to it. Think of it closer to like brown sugar than bleached white sugar. And we're going to do 2 processes at the same time. We're going to do a stir to rapidly chill without dilution, and then we are also going to do the whip shake. So if this is a little loud on the camera, I do apologize. That whip shake does create a little bit of noise. So as we're stirring this, we want to give it a good 30 or 40 revolutions. That way we know we've got it nice and chilled. In the meantime, the whip shake is going to get us to a soft peak on the heavy whipping cream. So it's going to be similar to a whipped cream. We just want to get a chilled martini glass. Again, we want this cocktail to be cold, but have that warming effect. So that combination of warming sensation and cold is one of the bigger plays of the cocktail. Just make sure we've got it nice and whipped up. And when done right, that whip shake is going to sit right on top of the combination. So should get a nice float on there.
Good.
And then what that's going to do is create a barrier between the flavors. And we're going to finish it off with orange. So you're doing orange zest on top. That's going to get the oils of the orange right up front on the palate. So it's going to be the big hit that you experience right away. It's a big orange flavor, followed up by coffee, clove, cinnamon, and brown sugar. That's pretty much it.
So obviously I'm not 21 yet. I can't try this, which is a little annoying for everyone watching. You know, they want a good taste test. But we did do a non-alcoholic one over here. So that's what it looks like. It's looking a little sad now after a few minutes of sitting out, but yeah, I'm gonna try it, and if this one tastes good, I'm sure the actual version with alcohol in it tastes even better. So. Oh, yes. Ooh. That is amazing. So, if you enjoyed this, if you want to come down to Pallet Bar and Grill for a nice, fancier bite to eat, sometime come out and check out the cocktail menu. It sounds like we're transitioning over to the fall menu right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you can come talk to Bobby. He'll probably talk your ear off for a few minutes, however long he can, about any questions you ask him about cocktails, wine, and more. Thank you so much for doing this demonstration.